Is that right?
If I seize that, then
You're going to seize this?
yeah. And then
Why?
Because I think you might be doing something for like terrorism.
So do you know the memo by the National Police Chiefs
So
Council?
what I'll do, if I take that and then I'll review that, and then if there's anything...
How about I show you the footage now?
Okay.
I've been here 5 minutes, alright, because I don't want you to see this, my only phone. Terrorism for public photography.
Hang on. I spoke to you, yeah? You said, I've got permission, and I said, who from? And then you didn't give me the details, so I immediately...
I did give you details.
No, you didn't. You said...
Article 10 of the Human Rights Act, yes. Freedom of expression, freedom of the press.
So then I think...
Do you know what that means?
What's that guy doing?
Do you know the oath that you took to uphold your oath?
So I think, what's that guy doing? That's a bit odd.
So you're incriminating my right to silence and my right to privacy, is what you're saying?
I'm making sure that you're up to no good.
You make sure that I'm up to no good?
Yeah.
You mean you make sure that I'm not up to no good?
Yeah.
Or you're trying to find something? You're trying to make sure that I'm up to no good, so you're trying to find anything that you can, because I didn't want to answer your questions.
No. I'm making sure that you're here, so you don't not posing a threat to anyone. Okay. So you hang on, stop.
Okay.
Right?
The encounter begins calmly, but tension rises quickly. The filmer is told that photography requires permission, even though he's standing in an area open to the public. When asked who grants that permission, he calmly cites Article 10 of the Human Rights Act, setting the tone for a legal standoff that will only escalate from here.
So you're right, those signs there says no access beyond the public.
At this point, am I being detained?
Hey?
Am I detained at the moment?
No.
Okay, so I'm not detained. All right.
Not at the minute.
So you still haven't identified yourself, seeing as you said you threatened to seize. Identify yourself, because you threatened to seize my phone. So let's go through the identification, prove that you have the power to do so.
Okay.
Andy McDonald, 2249. Is that constable? Or is that sergeant?
Constable.
Constable.
So
I want to know, so I know how to make a complaint. And you are?
I'm Detective Constable Dodds.
You're Detective Constable Dodds.
I'm here with my colleague.
Perfect.
Listen, so because we've had...
Have you got your warrant card with you?
Yeah, thank
please,
you
in your
very
plain
much.
clothes, can I see it, please?
We're talking to you right
Yes,
now.
and if you're talking to me in your capacity, then you need to show me your warrant card. Did you guys learn nothing after Wayne Couzens? Nothing at all?
Just calm
No,
down.
because he's just threatened to seize my phone and accuse me of being a terrorist.
No, I said under the terrorist legislation, I might take the device because you were being.
If you suspect me of being a terrorist.
Yeah.
So you suspect me of being a terrorist.
So recording the police buildings that.
The filmer points out the signage clearly states the area is publicly accessible up to reception. He refuses to move, not out of defiance, but because he understands the boundary of the law. This moment highlights the growing gap between official authority and actual legal limits.
So I was thinking he's gone past the signs that say no filming. Now actually that thing at the sign at the start says you can film. So happy days, yeah? So I engage with you and you say you got permission, would tell me who from.
Right.
I didn't think you were allowed to be here, but actually it does say past this point.
Thank you.
That's good. But at that time I'm thinking, what's he using the footage for? Because we've had people before like filming the doors, the accesses and all that, which obviously is worrying.
Again, are you aware of the memo that was circulated in December by the National Police Chiefs Council?
So I've asked to see the footage. So I've asked to see the footage, and you
I
showed
don't
me the
have to
footage.
let you finish. That's the problem.
So you've asked.
Yeah, I've asked you a question. Do you know of the memo from the National Police Chiefs Council? No. Then you should. That is absolutely no excuse. There is every constable, every member of constable in the country is supposed to be fully briefed on this issue.
We've had a look at the footage. It looks like you've just come here to film in the public access, public areas. So if you stay in the public areas, happy day.
And what if I don't? What if I go down there or down there? Then what?
When asked who he is, the filmer declines to answer, asserting his right to privacy. The officer attempts to give orders without identifying himself, creating immediate mistrust. The power imbalance becomes clear, and the situation begins to feel less like a conversation and more like intimidation.
Down there,
then
I expect that you'll be trespassing.
Sure.
And then you'll have to leave.
Okay. And what if I refuse to leave?
Then I'll remove your device because I think you're probably doing something.
So you're going to remove my device for engaging in a civil trespass, although you've just seen the footage.
Because well, I don't know what you're going to. One of the reasons I think you may be going on that, I suspect that you want to sort of look at access and things like that. So that would worry me. So I'd remove that and check the footage, and then see what's on there. If there's anything on there that could sort of give away, I don't know, you put it on YouTube and it shows you access routes and all that lot. Take it to the court. And they might decide.
You really think that would go to the courts? Mate, you would find yourself in civil litigation before you could say shit.
So we'd have a look at that. And if there's nothing on there, then happy days.
Yeah, you'll be the one up in court on civil litigation if you take my phone.
Happy days will get returned to you.
Go for it.
But if not, then you'd be trespassing, you'd be ejected from the site for trespass.
Right.
But if you're staying in the public areas, have a good
You need to
afternoon.
jog on. You need to go home.
Okay,
No,
well,
I think you haven't even shown your warrant card, so you can keep your mouth shut.
The officer suggests the phone could be seized for review, hinting at suspicious intent. The filmer pushes back, offering to show the footage voluntarily. Despite this, the officer refuses, raising concerns about control rather than clarity.
Keep your mouth shut. You're not even going to identify yourself.
so you can. That's all,
Well, I don't know because you won't identify.
You can stay in the public
You're just another
area.
Wayne Cousins, aren't you?
You have a nice day in the.
So yeah, try not to murder anyone, try not to rape anyone, try not to take pictures of anybody in your care.
Enjoy yourself.
Let's try not to
Have a
strip
nice
search any
afternoon.
14-year-old girls. Is what you police like to do. Especially ones like you who refuse to identify.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You won't even show your warrant card.
Taking pictures.
It's all right. You're gonna get an IOPC complaint. That's fine. Trying to abuse Terrorism Act. Considering there's a memo from the Chiefs Council.
BC2249 McDonald.
Yeah, I've got it all on camera. That's fine.
And we can show them the footage. Let's talk.
Yeah, that's fine. I will show them footage. You're going to abuse your powers despite the memo that you're all supposed to be briefed on. Absolute idiots.
The word terrorism enters the conversation, dramatically changing the atmosphere. The filmer is stunned that public photography could be framed this way. This moment underscores how loosely powerful legislation can be referenced to pressure civilians.
Pardon?
Have you got any ID?
Have you got any ID?
Yeah.
Thank you. It's very
Can I
kind of
see
you.
yours then?
Pardon?
Have you got any ID to show me?
Well, you first.
Are you an officer?
Pardon?
Are you a police officer?
Well, I'm not answering any questions until you tell me who you are. So,
Head of
Stephen Smith, 6995, lovely. What's that? PC, DS, DC? Your rank?
Senior manager, MB3.
Senior
Not a police-
manager. So you're not a police officer?
No, just checking who you are then.
Oh, why would you want my ID if you're not even a police officer?
Because there's a sign there saying
Aye.
no access beyond that point and
And
no
have
pictures.
I gone past that point?
I can get a police officer.
I've already spoken to two and I've just sent them on their way. They've already done their walk of shame or cycle of shame. They've already tried everything in the book, so you crack on.
Why are you talking to me like this?
Because you've just come up without saying, "Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing today? May I ask what you're doing? Have you got some ID with you? You're not even a cop, man. Jog on, go home. Who do you think you are?"
The filmer explains Article 10 in plain terms: freedom of expression and press. He questions whether officers understand the oath they took. Rather than de-escalating, the exchange becomes more personal and confrontational.
I can't what you're saying.
Said, "Was that a constructive use of your time, vegan bacon?"
What's vegan being?
You, fake cop, fake
not a
pig,
fake cop.
fake pig. You are. Come up and demand
Are
ID
you
from.
recording this?
Yeah, come up and demand ID from people like you have some sort of authority. Not even the police have that authority, and yet you
No,
think
well-
you can do that.
Come here. I was in the Royal Air Force for a long time.
Don't care.
And I've seen a lot of people, things happen. I was just worried about you being there.
Well, I'm fine.
Well,
No
fine.
need to worry.
That's
You just come up, you start a conversation politely. You don't just rock up and be like, "Have you got ID on you?" You're not in the RAF anymore. All right, you're a civilian. Act like it. I don't walk up to random people down the street and be like, "Have you got your ID?"
I'm also a senior citizen. I know how to act with people.
Well, you clearly don't. You have no manners about you. Come up and just start demanding ID from random people.
I was checking who you were.
You don't need to check who I am. I have the right to privacy in this country.
Well, all I was worried about is
You fight for you were in the forces and you fight for our human rights, and you come and try and abuse them.
The filmer calmly asks the key question: am I detained? The answer is no. This confirmation reinforces that the interaction lacks lawful grounding, yet the pressure continues regardless.
I think it's reasonable to give you an appropriate time in which to do that. So we're going to go away, and what we'd like to do, we'll come back in 10 minutes, and we'd like you to have left. All right. And you can read that. You can listen to that back later in your headphones. All right.
So what was that last bit?
You can listen to. You recorded it, so you can listen to it back.
Oh, I don't want to listen to it back, so I'm going to continue recording.
Okay. Well, do you want to talk to me now? You're taking your headphones out.
Go on.
So we're coming to speak to you because we've had a report that you're taking photographs of police vehicles and people's private vehicles that are leaving the police premises. All right. So that's caused people concern. So that's why we've come to speak to you. You're not committing a crime. You're able to take photographs, although there is a sign that says that it's not permitted to take photographs.
I have written permission.
Okay, who from?
The Human Rights Act.
No, that isn't applicable in these circumstances.
Why not?
Because it's private property. Okay?
Right.
So
Is this not a publicly accessible area of that private property?
Yeah, but the
Human Rights Act does apply, and my freedom of expression does apply here.
You asked me a question. Do you want me to answer?
After repeated demands, the officer finally identifies himself. Still, he refuses to show a warrant card immediately. The filmer references past policing failures, arguing transparency matters more than ever.
Well, yeah, if you're going to give a sensible one.
Yeah, so the implied permission is for you to access reception and make inquiries. That's why we come to check if you're all right. The permission.
No, you came over because that woman. You came over because that woman went and told you that I'm here.
Yes.
Not to check that I'm okay.
Well, she was concerned. That's why we come to speak to you. But obviously, like the right to the access to the premises is for people to come and speak at reception. Yeah?
Right.
And we can withdraw that permission. Okay. So we're asking you nicely to leave because you're causing people distress. I imagine that the reason why you're recording, auditing purposes, is sometimes what people say. I don't know. You don't have to tell me why you're recording, but obviously that's why we just want you to leave because you're causing members of staff distress.
Are you asking me to leave purely because I'm recording?
Because you're causing members of staff distress
by recording.
Yes. Yeah.
So because I'm recording, I have to leave the property.
Well, unless you have another reason why you want to be here, which you haven't, you could tell me about. If there's a legitimate reason why you need to be on site, then you can tell me that.
The officer explains his concern about filming doors and access points. The filmer counters by citing national guidance that protects public photography. This moment exposes a lack of internal briefing and training.
Okay, what is the reason?
I don't have to explain my reasons to you, and that's the issue, isn't it?
Because you're not telling me that reason.
Yeah, but under Article 8, I do have the right to privacy. So what you're doing is... Hang on, let me finish. I've just listened to him spiel out all of that, so let me finish. So what you're now doing is saying that I have to leave because I'm exercising Article 10 of my human rights, freedom of expression, which covers digital expression, which includes the right to film and disseminate information. And because I'm doing that, you're asking me to leave. So what you're doing... I'll let you finish, right? I'm in a publicly accessible area of private property. I haven't gone... well, actually I did go past that, but I'm not past that now.
Yeah.
I'm in the publicly accessible area. It says it's publicly accessible up through the reception point. It doesn't say on the sign only to access. It says on the sign. It doesn't matter. That's not what it says.
I'd say it was implied,
it doesn't matter.
But that's fine,
it doesn't matter. We don't go by implied. So I'm in a publicly accessible area, exercising Article 10. I'm being asked to leave purely because I'm exercising Article 10.
The officer warns that moving further could be trespassing. When asked what happens if he refuses to leave, the answer becomes vague but threatening. The filmer points out how civil matters are being framed as criminal suspicion,
which puts you in violation of Article 14, which guarantees me the freedom from discrimination while exercising my human rights. And because I won't give you my legitimate reason, which, again, I have the right to privacy, I have the right to my private thoughts, I have the right to my privacy. And because I won't give you my reasons, can you stand up and be professional if you're going to address me as a police officer? And was I talking to you? I was talking to him.
I don't have to stand up. I can sit down. That's fine.
Well, then I'm just going to put my headphones back in and ignore you again.
We can have a conversation.
Right, there we go.
Stand up.
Thank you. Right, if you're going to act as a police officer, act professional.
Let me give you a scenario, right? So let's say you go into Tesco's, which you would agree is publicly accessible for people to go shopping, yeah? For that purpose, would you agree in that?
Yeah.
And you did something in Tesco's,
I can walk into Tesco to browse, I don't have to walk in there to shop.
Yeah,
I can walk in here to browse.
But let's say you did something in there that's causing people to feel uncomfortable and causing...
If there was a lawful basis for why I was causing them discomfort, then yes.
No. Where I disagree is whatever that is that you're causing people to feel uncomfortable, even if it was completely lawful.
Frustration boils over. The filmer accuses officers of abuse of power and lack of accountability. Emotions replace professionalism, showing how easily authority breaks down under scrutiny.
I would say that they've got the right to ask you to leave, and that's what we're doing. You can go onto the sort of out of the public.
So what if I stand there?
I think that would be fine. Yeah.
So what's the difference? So what's the difference between standing here and recording and there recording? Pardon? Is it illegal to raise my voice?
No, but it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Well, it's unnecessary for you to come and accost me, to be honest. Well, you've just said I can stand there and record, but I can't sit here and record.
This is private
but there's
property.
no difference. There's no difference in the action, is there? It's still going to make them uncomfortable. So what's the difference?
I can't do anything about it. All I can do is ask you to leave the public.
Yeah, and that's what you can. Yeah, you can ask me, and I'll politely decline.
My job is to try, over and above like protecting the public and enforcing the law, is to try and, like, if somebody's made me feel uncomfortable, is to try and address that and sort it out.
Right.
So that's what I've tried to do in this situation.
Okay.
If you just, I mean, we're going to go away now, and I've said I'd like to leave our property.
Right.
And I've given you a reasonable time of 10 minutes.
Even after the confrontation, officers remain nearby, watching silently. The filmer reflects on how intimidation doesn't always involve words. Sometimes presence alone sends the message.
To do that, so we're going to leave now.
Okay, and what if I don't? What if I'm still here in 10 minutes?
Well, it's a civil matter, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we'll have to make a decision about how we want to deal with that.
And how would you? And what would you do?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet. But I'm asking you nicely to leave.
And if I politely decline?
Well, I'll make a decision about what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to tell you what that decision is, just as you don't have to tell me anything. I don't have to tell you what's going on in my brain. All right?
He's not happy at all. Look at him on the phone, on the fucking, what do you call it? Radios people asking for assistance. He ain't happy
We're
at all.
not asking for assistance. We're just
He literally just said, "Have you got when he first went on the radio, have you got a unit here? I've got a mail, whatever." And then you were talking, and I didn't hear the rest of it. But he was asking for assistance.
Okay.
I was like, I think it's pathetic. I'm here with a camera, not a fucking shotgun.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
What I will say is there like a, do you need assistance from the police for anything?
Glass of water would be grand.
Okay, I can't give you.
I've got a plastic glass. All I need is some water in it.
Okay, well,
why not? Last police station I went to did. That's quite rude. Okay, you know what? I've always had.
The filmer openly questions whether his appearance played a role in the treatment he received. This uncomfortable moment raises broader concerns about bias and profiling in everyday policing encounters.
High expectations and high hopes for Cambridgeshire Constabulary, and I've had really positive interactions. Even last time I came here, strong positive interaction. I even wrote an email to the Chief Constable commending PC406 Chris, whatever his name was, and gave him a glowing commendation for his attitude and how he spoke to me in the conversation that we had.
Yeah.
He took me in and showed me around the vehicles. You guys are just full of shit.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Well, you are.
I'm reasonable.
Oh, well, you can think what you want.
Right, anyway.
We'll see what the comments say about it.
Yeah, I've said what I want to say. My objection to you being on the premises is that it's causing members of staff distress.
Distress. I'll be careful with words like distress because there are very certain thresholds for distress.
Yeah, and
be very careful with the words that you use.
I'm not insinuating that you've crossed the threshold into the criminal.
Right. So be very, very careful with words that you throw around. When you're acting as a police officer and you throw words around like distress, you could then be implying and accusing me of causing alarm, harassment, and distress.
Yeah, but I would have been explicit.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You need to. Sorry about that.
Sorry about stepping on your foot.
That's fine.
All right.
A staff member who is not a police officer demands ID. The filmer refuses, pointing out the lack of authority. This highlights confusion around roles and limits within secured public spaces.
What we deem to be the private property, and we're giving you reasonable time in which to do that.
Okay.
And I'll just reiterate that the reason why we've asked you to leave is because we've had complaints that your behaviour is making people feel uncomfortable.
Well,
Notice I've rephrased it there that I'm not using the word distress, which you took a perception to, and I wouldn't. That's not what's been reported. It's made people feel uncomfortable.
Okay. So now your job is for 3 constables to stand around and try to enforce people's discomfort and feelings over the law.
I've explained. I'm going to go now.
You're going to go.
If you feel uncomfortable about 3 people being here, that's fine. And
it doesn't matter if there are 10 people here.
We're trying a different approach to see whether that's
PC
agreeable with you.
137. PC 137. I'll suggest just getting your car and drive away. You're not going to get any more response out of me than they are.
That's absolutely fine.
The uniform does not intimidate me any more than your plain clothes does. Oh, is it not? No. That's funny.
People feel more comfortable.
Yeah. Funny that, because the psychology behind it says different. If you actually look at Ash's studies from the 70s.
The filmer criticizes the aggressive approach, insisting that polite conversation could have avoided everything. Authority without manners, he argues, invites resistance, not cooperation.